Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of Zara Unfiltered. I am Zara Fermi. I hope everybody has been doing well. I know it's been a while since we've seen each other. Don't worry, I'm going to get this consistency thing down. Just pray for your friend. But like I said, I hope everybody has been doing well. And if this is your first time coming to the channel, welcome, welcome, and welcome. As you can tell by the title of this video, the video has to do with self-development. And this is actually a topic I've been thinking about for a while now, but I wasn't too sure how I wanted to go about it. And I don't know if people believe in like signs or anything, but I do. And throughout my day today, I just kept seeing self-development, self-improvement all throughout my day. And finally, I was on Instagram and I saw a quote by a pastor and it had to do with self-development and improvement. So I was like, okay, God, let's go. Let's do this. So I just packed myself together and got all my notes. Because that's the thing about me. I will be taking forever in the name of research or in the name of notes, and I don't get much done. But now it's just like, okay, get everything together and just do it. Like Nike, just do it. So I'm here to just do it. So let's get started. So how I got on this topic was kind of weird. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, but that was a show that came out years ago when I was like in elementary school. And recently Netflix, they put it back on Netflix, and especially during quarantine, a lot of people were watching it again, I guess reminiscing about childhood memories and things like that. So the main premise of the show is that there are 4 nations and they represent the 4 different elements: water, earth, fire, and air. And each of the nations have people in them that can bend that specific element. And except for like the Avatar, who can bend all 4 at once, creating peace, harmony within the universe and everything like that. But this story takes place, the Fire Nation decided to attack the remaining 3 nations for world domination, essentially. And I remember when I was younger, I always wondered, like, how could one nation overtake 3? Like, they did a lot of damage. Like, how could this one nation, and even like if you look in the maps within the show, they didn't even have the biggest landmass. So I was like, how could this smaller nation dominate 3? And it wasn't until I got older and I watched it and I was just like, oh, duh. They had different advancements, they had different developments, while the other nations like really mainly relied on their natural ability. These other people honed in on their natural ability, developed other things, developed technology for their time, and that aided them in their takeover. I'm not saying go out and be like the Fire Nation, but I feel a lesson can be learned from that. So many of us have been gifted with so many wonderful God-given talents, gifts, and abilities, but we just leave it at there. We don't stop. We don't continue to develop or improve or perfect those skills. And I feel we're living in a world where it's like, if you want an edge, if you want to come out on top, if you want to dominate, if you want to be the best, you have to constantly strive and improve yourself. You can't settle for the status quo. Like, you can't say, oh, that's good enough. You have to constantly be willing to push yourself to the next level. You have to be constantly willing to go the extra mile. Just like I said, don't settle for less. And as I'm talking, I'm preaching to myself because this is a lesson that if you know me, you know I need this. But it's like that. It's this thing. It's not settling for just the average or the regular. Keep pushing until your goals are met, until you become the best version of yourself that you want to be. So yeah, I got that from Avatar: Last Airbender. Like I said, I'm not justifying anything the Fire Nation did if you watch the show. But part of the reason they were able to succeed for so long is because they kept striving to be better. They kept striving to go the extra mile. So I just want to give a few quick tips that I've learned in my research and learned through my own experience, and how I feel we can improve ourselves to be the ultimate best version that we possibly can be. And I think it first starts in the mind, your mindset. How do you view yourself? Do you see yourself as just I'm just here, it is what it is, I'm just existing, not living? Or do you see yourself as a being, a person that's worth investing in? How you see yourself, how you view yourself is so important. You need to, like, I feel everybody on this earth is here for a reason. God had a purpose for everybody. God had a reason why all of us are here. And we need to invest ourselves in many areas sometimes in order for us to reach that fulfillment. You need to see yourself that, yes, I'm here for a reason. Yes, I am important. Yes, I have a purpose. I need to invest in it. I need to invest in myself. I need to cultivate myself to be the best that I can be. The mind is very powerful. That's one thing I've learned, especially in like the past like year and a half. The mind is more powerful than many people like to give credit. And our mindset on ourselves, on how we view ourselves. And unfortunately, sometimes it's the people outside that have a better view of us than how we actually view ourselves. And they'll see all this potential within us, but we don't see it in ourselves. You know, I don't know if anyone else has ever felt like that. Like, it's like everyone around you is telling you good things about yourself, but you yourself, there's a mental block. You can't see it. And until that mental block is cleared, until you can start to see the good, the positive, the fact that you have something to offer and contribute, it's going to be hard sometimes to move forward to being the best versions of ourselves. So it starts in the mind. View yourself. You are important. You are special. You have a purpose. You are meant to be here. You are worth investing in. Okay, so the second thing that I think needs to be taken into consideration in this journey of self-development and self-improvement is your social circle. Who is around you? Who has access to you? We've discussed this in a previous video. Not everybody should have access to you. Who has influence over you? They say you're an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you are surrounding yourself with people who are content with the status quo, who really don't want to do much, who really don't want to develop, who are just okay being there, I'm sorry to say it's going to rub off on you eventually. And in the flip side, if you surround yourself with go-getters, people who are constantly trying to move forward, who are trying to improve, it's going to rub off on you eventually. I always say that I feel that everyone should have at least one friend, not that's higher than them, but a friend that's at a level that you one day wish to attain. Why? Because they already have the experience. They know the pitfalls. They know the things that are waiting for you. They have the experience. You can learn from their experience instead of making your own mistakes. Who are the people around you? Proverbs 13 verse 20 tells us that he who walks with the wise will become wise. The people you surround yourself with, that affects the mindset. The mindset we were just talking about, they affect the mindset. If you don't see yourself as something good and you're hanging around people who don't see you as something good, who don't see themselves as something good, the mental block is not going to clear. I thank God for the support system of friends that I have. They've helped me a lot in this area because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for some of my friends, my mom, my dad, my brother, the support system, people around me, hey, let's not talk about that. But we thank God. Who are the people around you? Who has access to you? He who walks with the wise will become wise. Walk with the wise. Walk with people who want to move forward. Walk with those who want to progress. And all our lives will progress in Jesus' name. One more thing that I found to be helpful is also setting goals for myself. I feel sometimes when we think of setting goals, we think they have to be these larger than life, grandiose things like, I'm going to read 10 books in a month. No, it doesn't have to be like that. You can set small goals and you'd be surprised how they accumulate over time. Like you can tell yourself, I'm going to read a book a month. It might not seem like a lot to you because I have a friend, she can read like 3-4 books. She reads a lot. But it's like, if you set a goal, I'm going to read 1 book a month. Guess what? By the end of the year, you have read 12 books. That's 12 books that you may not have read on a normal day or in a normal year. Set goals for yourself. If you know you want to step out of your comfort zone, you want to do something you've never done before, like, okay, once a quarter in a year, I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to try food I've never tried before. I'm going to learn about a culture I've never learned before. Step out of your comfort zone. Set those goals. And like I said, the goals don't have to be big, just something small. And you will really be surprised how they accumulate over time. If you know you have a bad habit you want to kick, okay, I'm not going to do this for X amount of time. I'm not going to it's a gradual process. Build yourself up to it. And when you look back, you will really be surprised how much you have been able to accomplish. Time is moving by fast. Like, we're already in April. We were just saying Happy New Year to each other. You'd really be surprised how much you can accomplish if you can just Just be consistent with your goals. Look who's talking. This is pot calling the kettle black. But yeah, just be consistent with your goals. Set the goals. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And you really will be surprised at how much you can achieve and how much you would improve at the end. And my final point, because I feel I've taken enough of your time already. Thank you so much for spending time with me, by the way. But the final point I want to make is also the first point I made. It starts with your mind. Your mindset is everything. Do you have a fixed mindset or do you have a growth mindset? I watched a TED talk like about a year ago about that. And it was about this man. He was a chess champion. He was the one giving the talk. He was a chess, like a grandmaster in chess, won tournament after tournament after tournament. And he wanted to challenge himself. So he took up jujitsu. I think it was like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something like that. Some martial art form. And basically he worked so hard at that, he became a master, a black belt in that. Now, chess and jiu-jitsu are on total opposite ends of the spectrum. But because he had a growth mindset that I can do this, he kept pushing. He was able to dominate two very different worlds. He was able to improve himself, give himself an edge. Your mindset. Do you have a fixed mindset? Are you someone who's like, oh, I'm smart enough. I already got this. There's no need for me to improve in this. I don't need to learn this. I don't need. Or are you someone, there's always room for improvement. There's always room to learn more. Like, they always say that saying, someone whose cup is too full, like they can't take anything else. Like, are you willing to like be open to take new information, to learn new things, read new books, experience new experiences? Life is beautiful. Life is amazing. And like I said, we all have a purpose. We all have a reason why we're here. We are all worth investing in. We all just need to get our minds right and start seeing ourselves as people who are worth the investment, who are worth the development and worth the improvement. And God will help us. And one more thing, all this can sound like easy, and I realize it's not so cut and dry. Self-improvement, I'm going to be honest, it can be very uncomfortable. It pushes us out of our comfort zone. And I'm not gonna lie, I realized that about myself. I like the comfort zone because it's safe, obviously. It's comfortable. But most of the things that we want, when we want more, most of the things that we want, they're outside of our comfort zone. We have to be willing to make that leap. We have to be willing to make that jump, take that journey. And it's worth it at the end of the day. It's gonna be uncomfortable. You know that saying they would say, the best gold has to pass through fire. It's going to be uncomfortable at times. It's going to be difficult at times. You're going to want to give up at times. But I'm telling you, you're going to end up shining like gold at the end. Thank you all so much for spending time with me. I'll see you all next time. Have a beautiful week.